This week, we discuss how our fantasy teams did, injuries, and outlook for week 2.
And stay tuned to see what games gets Howard confused, because it might be a lot.
Welcome to another episode of the Fantasy Tailgate podcast. With the latest news and fantasy football insights are your hosts, Howard and Will.
All right, welcome to the Fantasy Tailgate podcast with Will and Howie.
Oh, you switched it up this week. Threw me off.
Damn it.
I mean, hey, I'm still counting it.
I didn't mess up the Fantasy Tailgate.
That's true. I mean, I might have to change the logo now because apparently we changed the name, but it's cool. It's cool.
I've noticed other times I've actually said my full name like Howard.
Oh, I know. We're all over the place. We're changing the name every week. Keep you on your toes.
I could never hit the bullseye every single time.
And you do miss 100% of the shots you don't take. I don't know what that has to do with right now, but
I don't know. All right. We got through 1 week of football.
Yeah, finally. Football is
and
here.
I did
awesome
not survive. I did not survive the first week.
Yeah, no,
not good.
I heard you had kind of a down week.
I lost every game I had.
Yeah, that sucks. I had kind of the opposite problem. I think I lost 2 of my 8 leagues I'm in. So I had a pretty good week.
Well, I think it's worse because all my losses, none of them were blowouts. They were close games. I could have won these games. I could have easily went 7-0.
Would you rather have a close loss or be blown out, though?
That's always the question. Because some people are different.
Because like the blowout, it's like, well, I never had a chance, so whatever. But the close loss is like, oh, I was so close. They're frustrating in their own ways, I guess.
Yeah, it's like the close losses. It's like you're there all the way to the end. You're getting excited. Okay, I could win this. I can win. Oh, damn it!
Yeah. Yep.
Damn it! And then,
but I will say those close wins are chef's kiss.
Yes. And then the blowouts, it's like Sunday. You're like, I'm ready for Tuesday. I'm ready to move on to next week.
I mean, those are kind of nice, especially if you kind of know early, because then you can just watch football.
Yeah.
Like, you're not worried about like, oh, was that my guy? Like, you can just watch the game because you're already done.
Yeah, that's true. Although the close ones, if I have a guy going in that game, that's a perfect excuse for me to actually control the TV for that night.
There you go.
I could win this game if this one guy that's playing tonight does really good. I want to watch the game. Okay, that's fine. That's usually the case.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Although there is a lot of injuries this week.
Yes, there were. And there's a lot.
Yeah. I got a list.
Yeah.
I think almost every team had an injury. I don't know if do we want to go through them or
I mean if you want to hit the big ones, probably.
News and notes from around the NFL.
David Njoku has a high ankle sprain. Sorry about that.
Yeah, that sucks. That's going to be. I think those are either you don't miss any time or you miss 4 weeks. I think he's on the missing a few weeks end of it.
Yeah,
so that one sucks.
Let's see another Jake Ferguson, the tight end for Dallas Cowboys, another tight end.
Yep,
a knee injury appears to have avoided. Oh, he has avoided the ACL torn. Avoided torn ACL.
Okay.
So,
and I saw, speaking of ACLs, I saw that Jordan Love, he didn't tear his ACL. It was like an MCL sprain. So he also went down.
Oh, yes. Jordan Love.
That one's a very big one.
Yeah. Unfortunate as this list I have has defensive players and linemen too, so I'm going to try to weed through them and get just the offensive players since we're talking about fantasy. Josh Palmer of the Chargers. And yeah. Oh, they were ejected for fighting. Sorry.
That was the Chargers Raiders, that big fight that happened. Mason Crosby like punched a dude or something.
This is the one that hurts the most for me because I have him on a couple of my teams. Puka Nacua.
Ooh, yeah, they placed him on IR, so he's out 4 weeks minimum.
Yep.
But Cooper Kupp, that's good.
Hey, well, I also have another wide receiver that they were throwing to too.
Oh, Demarcus Robinson.
Yes, there you go. I knew you would remember.
It's because I went after him in a few of my leagues on the waiver wire this week.
I noticed
because
that.
of the Puka news.
Yeah, I do have to say I'm going to go back to maximum effort. I love the fact that we're doing Fab now. It was nice to see the waiver wire coming down and people are competing. It's awesome.
Yeah. I prefer Fab. Like my old work league, it's still just regular. That kind of sucks because if you don't have that top priority, you're not getting your dude. So, but whatever, it is what it is.
And then Jordan Addison of the Vikings went down. Let's see.
And then it wasn't really an injury, but the Christian McCaffrey thing. So
that's weird.
Like morning of or day of, we get the report that he's not going to play. But then there was, did you hear, was it Jordan Mason after the game when he got asked when he got told he was going to start and he let it slip that he got told on Friday?
Yeah, he was already. Yeah, I heard that too.
So there's probably going to be some investigation into the 49ers on not reporting their injuries on time. But and I saw that he could possibly be out this week too. So Jordan Mason,
yes,
you got him.
I'm glad I picked up the one league I had McCaffrey, which I think is my ESPN league. I went ahead and got Mason to replace him.
The one league I have McCaffrey, I did the same thing.
Well,
as soon as I got the news, he was still on the waiver wire somehow.
Yeah, and by the time you found out, it was like right before the game. It's like, oh crap, he's not playing. It's like,
I guess it was closer to the game than that morning.
Yeah, I was like,
and some leagues won't let you drop players if the week has already started. So like, I have a couple ESPN leagues, and I tried to pick up Jordan Mason to mess up the other guys, but like we couldn't drop anybody because they'd already played. Luckily in Sleeper, they allowed me to do that, so I could do it in that one.
Yeah. So and let's see, I got Kenneth Walker III.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Left the fourth quarter with a tummy issue, abdominal.
Is that what it was? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what it said, abdominal pain. So maybe he pulled one of his like 6 packs or something.
Years ago, like you just had to go take a crap.
Maybe
need some Pepto.
And then let's see more. A bunch of defensive players. Yeah, that's all I can see on the list I have. It's probably not a complete list anyway, so
yeah,
don't
I think we hit
me.
Most of the big ones. Or do.
Yeah. I'm going to do a live. Oh, let's see. Sorry, I'm going to do something.
You do.
I never checked to see if I got my waivers.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Never mind.
I think I got most of the guys I went for. There was a few I didn't get to, but then one league, our waivers still haven't ran yet. They go at midnight tonight, so the midnight of Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, which whatever. I'm not a huge fan of that, but or no, Wednesday night, Thursday morning. Sorry, Tuesday night, Wednesday morning is normal waivers.
Yes. So this, I think today we're going to do a segment that, I mean, we're making this stuff as we go. Each week we're coming up with new ideas. And I'm calling this the good, the bad, the ugly. Wah, wah, wah.
It's the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Sorry for the bad sound effects, but
yeah, it was even worse. I should have kept my mouth shut.
Hey, if you didn't want if you didn't want bad sound effects, then why are you even showing up? I mean, you don't come here for the info.
I'm here for us. Anyway.
Okay, so the good, the bad, the ugly, it's basically the good is the ones that outperformed everybody else, the good players for fantasy. And then the bad is kind of in between. And then the ugly is the ones that they stayed in the bathroom a little too long.
And I think we were talking before the show. I think we had slightly different takes on the ugly. So
yes,
we'll get to that when we get to that.
And it's a personal choice, and we'll explain how we personally did the uglies.
Yeah.
Mine is just I just been done by fantasy points.
Yeah, mine was mostly just like feel and situation. But whatever. We'll explain more when we get to our guys.
Okay. So, do you want me to go first?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, my first good is going to be Josh Allen of the Buffalo Bills.
He was very good.
He was very good. It didn't look like that at first. It looked like he was going to be like in the middle of the road. And at the second half, he just turned it up. I mean,
oh yeah.
So, and he scored like on a lot of our platforms that we're using. He scored about 30 points, which is what you want. 30 plus is what you want from a good quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then, I guess I'll do bad and ugly too. My first ones. And then my first bad, I would have to say is Austin Eckler. Because
I think
he's Austin Eckler.
Brian Robinson got most of the work in that game, right?
Yeah. See, which makes no sense because he's such a good player, or he was. I mean, did he really take a step back, or are they just easing him
Brian
into
Robinson last year, he established himself as the one on that team, so maybe they brought him in for more of that like Zeke to the Patriots role kind of deal.
Yeah. I just thought it would be. I was hoping it would be a little different. Yeah. So yeah, he only hit. Well, I mean, and technically, like I said, he's on the bad list just because he's Austin Eckler. He scored 8.2 points, which is, I mean, I will take that from one of my players if he's in the flex position.
I was going to say you probably weren't starting him anywhere other than the flex anyway.
Right. And then on to my ugly. He's one of my favorites. I loved him. He's been a good wide receiver for me last couple of years. And he just did not show up. I mean, maybe because of Jameson Williams. Did show up.
Yep.
And that's Amon-Ra St. Brown. He was definitely not the sun god this week.
No, it was a rainy, cloudy, stormy day in Detroit for him.
Yeah. 2.8 points. It's like that's bad for him. Very bad.
Yeah. That
He was
leads
a guy
into my
that
first. I was going to say that will lead perfectly into my first good player, but if once you're done
All
with
right.
Amon-Ra.
Oh no, I was just saying. Last year he always got me at least 10+ points.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was consistently.
Mhm.
He never gave me a bad day, a bad week.
Yeah.
So, and now to you. Sorry.
Oh yeah. So, well, going off of the Amon-Ra bit of it, my good is Jameson Williams. Dude had 5 receptions for 121 yards and a touchdown. Like you said, Amon-Ra didn't really get a whole lot. It was all Jameson Williams. I think it does even out a little more going forward. I think that was just a fluke week 1, but it shows that Jameson Williams can be what everybody thought he was going to be when he first came in. So I thought it was a good sign.
Yeah, isn't that what everybody expected from Jameson Williams from the beginning?
Oh yeah, like he was supposed to be one of the top receivers, and then just I think it was injury, and then I think was there suspension in there somewhere? Something happened, and like his first couple of years in the league haven't been what they could have been.
Yeah, I think the first year was with Amon-Ra's first year, and Amon-Ra broke out because he was injured, and he was the only guy that he can get thrown to. So that Godfrey.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember his name.
Jared Goff. Jeez.
I'm Jared Goff.
There you go.
I wanted to do something else, which would be ripping off another show.
Yeah, don't do
that. Okay.
All right. My first bad player is. This should really be my ugly, but it's in my bad anyway. It's one of my shotgun players. It's Evan Ingram. He had 4 targets, only caught one of them for 5 yards. That's not cool, man.
Yeah, I think that was a really ugly game too.
Yeah, well, and really on the week, no tight end was really good. Like no tight end that got drafted, except I think Kyle Pitts scored above like 10 fantasy points. So everybody's tight end sucked this week.
Kyle Pitts is a guy that,
of all people,
he's been trash the first 2 years he's been in the league. And now the day that all the tight ends are trash, he's actually a star.
But he didn't do anything like super outstanding. He was just the best of the worst.
Right.
Yeah. And then
he also
I'll go to my ugly.
Okay.
So I did this. I took ugly a little different, as I already mentioned. My first one is actually Anthony Richardson. It's different because he finished as the QB4 on the week. Like, he scored the fantasy points you were hoping he was. The ugly part comes in when you look at he completed 9 of 19 passes.
Ooh.
For 212 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Like, 9 of 19? Dude, what? That is terrible. What? Great.
Yeah, that's not good. He only finished because of his touchdowns.
Yeah, he had the 2 passing, and then he had the 56 yards rushing and 1 touchdown rushing. But his pass percentage is terrible.
There wasn't actually a lot of quarterbacks actually did very, very good.
That's true.
A lot of the quarterbacks were down this week.
I actually have my second good player as a quarterback, so I'll mention him when it's my turn.
All right. My second good player is Joe Mixon.
Mm-hmm.
He took over that running back spot there in Houston, and he just went with it.
Oh yeah, he He confirmed it for sure.
Yeah. And that's the first time I've had him on one of my dynasty teams. I think it's Howard's League or one of the, and I've always had him up there, and I was always kind of disappointed in playing him. But he was Joe Mixon, so I wanted to continue to play him. I was actually happy with him this week.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's always been one of those guys, like, he's always been fairly solid, and he'll get you those, like, boom weeks, but, like, he'll have a couple where he kind of craps the bed, too.
And then on to my second bad. He's one of my favorite players, too. I have a lot of favorite players. Devin Singletary.
Ooh.
Yes, he's on a bad team, but he's their only running back they got. And he only mustered 7 points. The New York Giants.
That's right. That whole team sucks. Like, if Daniel Jones doesn't have a good week this week, we could be seeing the backup, who I don't remember who it is, but it's probably better than Daniel Jones.
For some reason, I thought I heard that Daniel Jones got cut from the team.
No, he's their dude. Well, for now.
Yeah, he shouldn't be. They should have drafted a quarterback. But, yeah. Devin Singletary only mustered up 7 points. Unfortunately, it's possibly because of the team itself for him, but he is a good running back. He should do better than that, but we'll see. Like we're all this is overreaction first week.
Oh yeah. The biggest reactions are after this week. So
yeah.
Well, and they did get beat 28-6, so that could have just been a negative game script kind of thing. Like they weren't in the position to run the ball.
Yeah. But yeah. Either way.
They might not ever be in the position to run the ball.
Might not ever, yeah. He needs to learn to catch the ball more.
Yeah.
And then my second ugly, Mark Andrews, a tight end.
Yep, that one was especially ugly. Like that was grandma in the morning, no makeup on Halloween, hungover, ugly. Like ugh.
I saw him on the field, or at least somebody wearing his jersey on the field. Because that was not Mark Andrews.
Yeah.
That was ugly.
Him and Isaiah Likely had a Freaky Friday situation, I think.
True.
So really,
maybe they
Andrews
decided
was
to
in Likely's body. That's why the toe thing, the touchdown didn't count, because it's not his toes. He wasn't used to it.
Right. Or maybe they just switched uniforms before the game instead of waiting until after the game.
One big problem with that one, they're not the same ethnicity, Howard. So I don't think that one would go over very well.
Okay, I'll go with the Freaky Friday situation.
Just saying, man.
But what if it's the power of the jerseys and not the power of the person?
It's like a cloaking device, or like, what was that? Like Mike with the shoes.
Yes. Who was that? That was Will Smith's son. Wasn't it?
No, that was Lil Bow Wow.
Little Bow Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I know it was one of those guys' sons.
Will Smith's son was in Karate Kid, the remake.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't really particularly like that one.
It wasn't great. I mean, none of them are really great movies, but that one especially wasn't.
All right.
You got one more ugly?
And now I got another ugly? I've got a bunch of uglies. Did you want to do your second good?
Well, did you want to do your second ugly?
I did, Mark Andrews.
Was that? Oh, I thought that was the bad.
Devin Singletary was the bad.
Well, I'm gonna shut up and do my second good here. Jesus.
Joe Mixon was my good. Devin Singletary bad.
Yep, nope. It was Will Smith. Threw me off, man. God. Anyway, so my second good player was quarterback Baker Mayfield. Completed 24 of 30 passes, 289 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Granted, he was playing the Washington Commanders. It's probably not going to happen every week. That's why I felt the need to point it out when it did happen, because it's probably not going to be consistent. My second bad player is running back for the Denver Broncos, Javonte Williams. 8 for 23 on the ground and 1 reception for 0 yards through the air. I mean, that whole team was bad.
Denver still sucks.
Oh yeah, I think they'll suck for the foreseeable future. As long as Sean Payton's there. Like, yep. I don't think Sean Payton's that great of a coach. I think that was Drew Brees most of those years.
Yep.
All right, and my second ugly player, again, had a little different take. He was actually the number 1 wide receiver on the week. And that's Jaden Reed. I say it's ugly because Love's out for the next few weeks. He obviously established himself as the number 1 wide receiver on that team, but now he's going to have a backup quarterback. Now what?
Yeah. That's unfortunate for him, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, and that's why I called it ugly, because, like, he had a great week. He should be, like, the talk of the wide receivers this week, but no Jordan Love. What's going to happen without him there?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's just sucks about Jordan Love getting injured.
At least it wasn't an ACL tear. It was just a sprain. But like that video, I swear you could see his knee just kind of shift a little to the side. Looked ugly.
Yeah. Yeah. Talking about ugly.
Yeah. See?
Right on. Okay, so I think we have time for another one if you want. I got more to give.
Another round?
Yeah, another round.
I got a couple more goods. I didn't come up with any more bads or uglies.
All right. I think I'm going to, I have, maybe we can just at this point just do honorable mentions. Like, okay, I have Lamar Jackson. I have Lamar Jackson, Saquon Barkley.
I also had
Alvin Kamara. Ramondre Stevenson.
Yeah. I know we talked about him earlier, but Jordan Mason.
Yes, I did not get to him on my list. I'm lucky I'm even be able to read my own handwriting. I was writing in the dark.
You know they make
as far
lights,
as my
right?
extra. Well, it was first thing in the morning when everybody else was still sleeping.
Fair enough.
I have on my bad, or for some extra bads, Calvin Ridley, Devontae Adams.
Yeah, that one was disappointing for me.
And Justin Tucker.
Oh, speaking of kickers, Greg Zuerlein and the New York Jets. I got a bone to pick with you. 1 damn extra point. If you would have kicked 1 field goal, I would have won my matchup in one of my ESPN leagues. Not cool, guys.
Yep, that happens.
Ridiculous. I lost by 2 points because he kicked 1 damn extra point the whole game.
I'm pretty sure there's a league that I lost by a point or two, that if Justin Tucker would have done his normal 12, I would have probably won. That's why he's on his list, because I'm pissed off at him. You're only giving me 7 points? What the hell?
I feel like 7 points for the kicker, man. That's not terrible. But from Justin Tucker, I get it.
It's Justin freaking Tucker. And then my extra uglies are, I have Curtis Samuel, JSN, Christian Kirk, Brandon Ayuk, and Amari Cooper.
I think the whole Browns team kind of sucked.
You can just put the whole Browns team on the ugly side.
Yeah, they just laid a big old Browns.
Oh.
Oh, also, Chuba Hubbard. Like,
oh, yes.
Again, speaking of laying Browns, like the Panthers, that team sucks too. So, not surprising, but surprising at the same time.
Yep. All righty. So let's take a look at week 2.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. Sorry. Still making up my own sound effects. All right. So Thursday night game. Bills at Dolphins. This, I think these two teams will be fighting for the division.
This should be a good game. Should be.
Ooh. I will throw that knowledge at you later. Speaking of the Bills. Well, did you know the Buffalo Wings actually kind of got their name because people were buying wings to take into the Buffalo Bills stadium to watch the football game because they didn't really have any concessions.
Really?
Back in the day? Yeah.
Huh.
And then
that's where the name Buffalo Wings come from.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. It's all related to the Buffalo Bills. And
interesting.
Because there was a guy who was the first to create a fried chicken wing. Not a buffalo wing. They never called them buffalo wing yet.
Well,
or
buffalo
the sauce
wing,
didn't.
It's the sauce that makes it buffalo, right?
Yes. But the wings got popular with this one guy that made this wing with a special hot sauce.
Oh, okay.
And then after he was done making them, he moved on. There was another bar that this family owned, and they got the wrong order of chicken. They got chicken wings instead. Okay. And people were hungry, wanting to order chicken. So she started chopping them up, frying them up, and she was like, this doesn't taste right. So she made this sauce.
Okay.
Using Frank's Red Hot, Frank's hot sauce, and butter, which is the buffalo wing sauce.
Interesting.
And all this is in the Buffalo area. But the story was the other guys, people were buying from him to take to the Buffalo Bills games.
That's pretty cool, actually. Can you imagine trying to sneak in buffalo wings to a football game? Like, it'd be sauce everywhere.
Not nowadays. But it's interesting. I love dropping knowledge like that. But anyways, we're off the rails. I'm going to jump back on.
I was going to say, were we ever on the rails, Howard?
I'm never on the rails. Actually, yeah, that's actually a bad thing too.
Yeah, I was avoiding all of those rails comments. Anyway, so second game.
So Buffalo Bills versus Miami Dolphins. These are the two teams you definitely play your players.
Yeah, the Bills. And are there any? What receivers are you playing on the Bills? Any?
I don't know. Maybe Shakir. So, but
you're playing Josh Allen. You're playing James Cook.
Yes,
it's Khalil Shakir, Keon Coleman, Mac Hollins, and then do you give Dalton Kincaid another chance? Pretty sure
I would probably.
You took him pretty high.
Yeah, I probably would. Don't they have? Damn it!
They do have Curtis Samuel and MVS as well.
Yes, that's the one I was thinking of, and that's the one I'm going to probably not play this time.
Did you play him this last week?
Yes, I did.
Yes,
and he didn't do much.
So well.
No, I'm gonna have. Like I said, I need wide receiver help on a few of my teams. I hate to dial up a trade this early, but anyway,
that'll be the time, man.
Yeah, so the Dolphins, you got Tua, and it sounds like Mostert's going to be out. I think I saw
I heard
today.
Mostert's out and Achane's questionable.
Yes.
So keep an eye on that one. Just pay attention to it.
It is a Thursday game. So
yeah, so it'll probably be, we'll probably either have news early tomorrow or right before game time. So make sure you got somebody else to take him out and replace him with.
Yes. I definitely have to remember that because I got to do that.
Oh, another thing too, just a little tip. If you have players playing before Sunday, put them in your, don't start them in your flex. Put them in one of the positional spots. That way it gives you flexibility later in the week. So if, say, I don't know, Christian McCaffrey decides to not play the freaking football game, you have that flex spot. So if you had one of the Jets or 49ers wide receivers, you could have threw them in there instead of a running back and at least get some kind of points. So.
I was actually just about to make that point too.
Well, because I've seen in a bunch of my leagues this week, there were people started in the flex spot from the Thursday and Friday games. I'm like, I mean, works for me, but what are you guys doing? You're kind of hurting yourself.
You want to give yourself every opportunity to flex.
Well, yeah, it's literally in the name. Well, not that kind of flex.
I know.
On the audio side, go to the video side. You'll see what I meant.
Yeah. So anything else on this Buffalo Dolphin game?
I mean, you're starting Tyreek.
Oh, yeah.
Probably still starting Waddle, but probably being a little apprehensive about it.
Yeah.
Other than that, no.
All righty. So the Raiders versus the Ravens. I don't like anybody on the Raiders side.
No,
Ravens.
Let's see. Sorry, trying to pull up my Raiders depth chart here real quick. I did go after Alexander Madison in a couple leagues on the waiver wire, just in case something happened to Zamir White and Brock Bowers. I think if you have Brock Bowers, you're probably starting him.
All right. And that's the Raiders, right?
Yes. Yeah, then on the Ravens side, I mean, you're starting Lamar. You're still going to start Derrick Henry. Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely, I think, are the big question for me on this team.
That is true.
I know in one league, I had David Njoku. I'm trying to get Isaiah Likely off the waiver wire, but I don't know if it's going to happen. So in that situation, I'm going to be playing Isaiah Likely if I end up getting him, because my other option is Taysom Hill, and I just don't trust him quite enough yet.
Oh, yes.
How do you feel about their wide receivers, Howard? Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, Nelson Aguilar?
I've always liked Zay Flowers. Rashad Bateman, I don't think he's shown me enough. And who was the third one?
Exactly. It's Nelson Aguilar.
Nelson Aguilar. Okay, yeah, that's why.
I'm still bitter on that guy from when he was at the Eagles. So.
Yeah, he's done nothing but burn me in the past. I don't like him. The only guys I think I would, like I said, like you said, Lamar,
Henry,
and Zay Flowers.
Yeah, I would play Flowers and flex if I didn't have better options.
Because I had him, I think I had him last year, and he did pretty good for me. I mean, I was happy with his performances.
Yeah, he had good games, but then he also had games where he didn't really do anything. But that's going to happen when you have a quarterback like Lamar, especially now because you got Derrick Henry as well.
Right. So, yeah, I think the Ravens win that game too.
Oh, yeah, me too.
So on to Carolina and Arizona. I think it's the next one.
Well, Carolina
and
Chargers this week.
God damn. You know, I'm sorry, everybody, and I'm sorry, William. I am not having a great day today. I'm off. I'm all over the place.
Are you starting any Panthers?
Any Panthers?
Bryce Young? No.
No.
Chuba? No. Deontay Johnson? I mean, if you feel so inclined, I guess so. Adam Thielen, deep league flex, maybe?
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm not excited about this team overall, ever. Well, and then in Los Angeles, if J.K. Dobbins was on the waiver wire, I was going for him. I only saw it in a league or two I'm in. So I'm playing J.K. Dobbins. Do you play anybody else from the Chargers? I know you mentioned Joshua Palmer earlier. Lad McConkey, maybe a flex.
Yeah, no, I don't want to touch the Chargers at all.
Yeah.
I'm
looking at Lad McConkey, and then, I'd probably start J.K. Dobbins. Yeah, especially the Panthers. They're going to probably get up into a lead and then run the ball a bunch.
So the 49ers and Vikings.
You're pretty much starting every 49er.
I'll play Mason if McCaffrey's still out. Yeah.
That's what I was going to say.
Vikings?
Like, you got to pay attention to what's happening with McCaffrey and play Jordan Mason if he's not certain.
Okay, Seahawks, Patriots.
So no Vikings.
Oh, no Vikings. I don't want
them. Justin Jefferson, of course you're going to play him and then move on.
Oh. So, Justin Jefferson, you dare play their quarterback?
I don't.
And they ended up winning, too.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen super often, though.
Yeah. All right. So we done with the Vikings 49ers. Okay. I'm two. I don't like the 49ers. Let's go to a team I do like. Seahawks and Patriots.
Well, which team are you talking about?
The Seahawks.
So for everybody that doesn't know, Howard used to be a Patriot fan.
Yeah, once upon a time, I loved the Patriots. And then I realized I found out it's because of Brady.
Yeah, you were a Brady fan, not a Patriot fan.
Well, actually, I did like the Patriots before. Because I liked their old logo, then I liked their new logo. And then I liked Drew Bledsoe. So that being said, are we? Let's see. Seahawks. I would play. Obviously, Kenneth Walker if he's healthy.
Oh, I said you're playing DK Metcalf probably.
DK Metcalf, probably Lockett. I mean, Lockett would be more like a flex.
Yeah, I was going to say probably the same for JSN too.
Yes. Definitely flexes for those two. Kenneth Walker.
Especially against the Patriots too.
If Kenneth Walker's healthy, you definitely play him.
Yeah. Do you play Charbonnet if Walker's not healthy?
I would. Because I think Charbonnet is going to be good enough. So, Patriots.
Hopefully it's against the Patriots, so hopefully they can get up to a big lead and just run the ball later. But it's the Seahawks, so who knows?
Yeah, we'll see. It took them a whole half for their offense to get going.
Yeah, the whole first half of that game sucked.
Yeah, you can forget the first half. So, Patriots. I would Ramondre Stevenson.
Yep, and then I'm out.
Yep, I'm right there with you. Yep. Yeah, Patriots don't look good.
Oh. Not even a little bit.
All right. Giants and Commanders. There's not a lot.
No, I'm still hopeful for Malik Neighbors on the Giants side.
You can take a chance on most of these players that they have.
Yeah. Jaden Daniels on the Commander side. I am.
Yes. Yep. We'll see. I'd say I think Commanders are going to get better throughout the year. Because their young quarterback will get better throughout the year.
Yeah. Well, and this is a division game, so it's going to be tough. But it's against the Giants, so hopefully they can get a little confidence boost in there.
Commanders 10, Giants 3.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, my first thought was 6-3, but
Just field goals. Or missed extra point, I guess.
True. That happens a lot these days.
Oh, it's true. Yeah, kicking is weird now.
I know. I still don't. I mean, the change in the kicking, it's like, it's mostly all touchbacks.
Well, and I heard that there were rumors of teams were just going to just kick it out of the end zone because they think it's stupid. So, like, they're just going to deal with the team getting it on the 30, whatever.
Well, that's what they should just do. Just, if they want to be, if they're that worried about safety and they don't want them to do kickoff returns, or they're or they're trying to make it where it's safe, and you're got this whole setup, just give it to them on the 30-yard line. Just say, your ball, 30. I like what you do in the street.
I think they were trying to make the opportunity for exciting kickoff returns, because I think they thought that teams were going to elect to kick it into that landing zone, and then you were going to have an exciting return. But teams are like, no, we're good. So I don't think it's had the function that the NFL was hoping it was going to. Because I think in like XFL, they're all about entertainment. They don't care. They're trying to entertain to get a job, basically. Like NFL's the opposite.
They also have no problem with the hits.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All right. So I think there was like one return this year or this week.
There was a return touchdown, I know.
Right. One kickoff return.
DJ Dallas.
Yes.
I believe.
Formerly of the Seattle Seahawks.
Did you see somebody put down, I don't remember the dollar amount, but somebody put down a bet that DJ Dallas would score a touchdown this week?
Really?
Or week one? And they got like a huge payout.
Oh, man.
It was like $1,000 bet, and I want to say they won like 36,000 or something.
Damn. Prop bets.
Like, the fact that they had $1,000 to put down a bet on DJ Dallas scoring a touchdown, like, how much money you have, man? You can just bring that over here. It's fine. It's cool. I'll take it for you. Don't have to give it to Vegas. Damn.
All right. We already covered Chargers Panthers, right?
Yes, we did.
The Aints and the Cowboys. Oh, this might be a good game.
I'm trying not to get too excited about the Saints because of who they were playing in week one and the Panthers.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to temper my expectations on that one.
Well, if they actually played like that against the Cowboys, it's going to be a good game.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm still starting Alvin Kamara.
Yep. Same here. Not going to start QB. Yeah, Alvin Kamara.
Another guy that should have been on the either the bad or the ugly. Chris Olave. But they also didn't need to pass a whole lot in this game.
Yeah. Cowboys, Dak.
Yep, you're probably starting Dak. You're starting CD.
Yeah, I think that's
where I stop.
Yeah. The only other one that you could
Zeke in a deep flex if you need to.
Yeah, I might actually have to start him this week myself.
Oh no.
So
might not be bad for you though.
Yeah. Other than that, Cowboys. Yeah. Your favorite team?
Yeah. No. Stop.
All right. Move on to our other favorite team. The Packers. Yay. Nope. Colts and Packers.
Jordan Love.
Yep. Oh gosh, who do you play for Packers?
Josh Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs, yeah.
Maybe.
It's the only one you do got because their other running back is out.
Oh yeah, they've been out, and then their backup quarterback is Malik Willis. He's only their second string because they don't have a third, so he can't be the third string.
They are still picking on the Pittsburgh Steelers people are out there, because I saw a report that the Steelers are going to trade Fields to the Packers.
Fields is their starting quarterback.
Yeah, I know. Why would they?
Come on,
And
man.
they're still saying
Love's
that
only going to be out a few weeks. Like, he'll be back. He's not done for the season.
Yeah, it's like Love will be back.
Yeah,
you gotta have Love, man.
But this week and without Love out, I don't know if you can play any of the Packers wide receivers.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, unless you play Jaden Reed and hope the volume to him specifically is big enough.
Yeah.
I don't like it, though.
I don't either. Don't like it. But the Colts side, you got Anthony Richardson.
You're going to start him.
Michael Pittman.
Probably going to start him.
Anybody else there?
You're going to start Jonathan Taylor. Probably.
Jonathan Taylor, yes. I knew there was a third one there. I was.
Yeah, I wouldn't really start anybody else, especially with how little Anthony Richardson is going to throw the ball. Like, I don't think there's going to be targets for anybody other than Michael Pittman, or quality targets anyway.
True. All right.
Browns, Jags after that?
Didn't we already cover them? Or were we about to cover them?
I don't think we have yet. Oh, we can skip them if you want.
Yeah, because that's not going to be a very entertaining game.
Not really.
It's one of the morning games. Jets, Titans. You could actually see.
That one might not be bad.
I'm just going to say it the way I was going to say it. You actually see Brett Favre actually play better against a worse team. What I meant was Aaron Rodgers. I'm about 10 years too late.
Yeah, a little bit.
But Brett Favre did go to the Jets.
That's true. Rodgers just needs the Vikings quarterback situation. Next year, Aaron Rodgers could go to the Vikings.
He only signed a 2-year deal, right?
I think so. But he's also ancient in football years, so he might just retire. There we go, full Favre.
Full Favre. Just go to the Vikings for one day, sign a 1-day contract, retire with them. Just so you could say you were part of the Vikings organization, just like Brett Favre.
Make it mandatory. Ridiculous. I'd almost, like, if I were Aaron Rodgers, I'd want to do it just because.
All right. Okay. We're playing Aaron Rodgers, Breece Hall, Wilson.
Yep. That's kind of where I stop.
Titans, anybody?
Ooh.
Going once. Going twice.
I want to say Calvin Ridley, but I probably shouldn't say Calvin Ridley. Honestly, I didn't even start Calvin Ridley anywhere last week. Yeah. Which was a good call.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess if
Tony Pollard didn't look bad, but it's also a really good Jets defense, so
yeah,
I'm probably trying to stay away from the Titans if I can.
Okay. Buccaneers, Lions.
This should be a good game, actually. Like, I'm interested to see if the Bucs if they can keep up what they did in week 1, or if that was just because they were playing not a great team.
And they're playing the Lions. Oh, man. I feel bad for the Buccaneers.
You're probably playing Rashad White if you got him. Evans and Godwin? I mean, you're probably playing Evans.
I'm playing Edmund.
Evans.
You know, I drafted Evans for the first time in like 7 years.
Yeah.
I drafted him one time. It was after he broke out. I drafted him the year after he broke out, and he did nothing for me. I swore I wasn't never going to draft him ever again.
I mean, he's always solid every year. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think he's ever had a season under 1,000 yards receiving.
Yeah.
That being said, I don't draft him very often. I haven't for the last few years.
Well, most of the time he doesn't really have a quarterback.
Yeah.
Besides those years with Brady.
And last year, Baker looked good. And week 1, Baker looked good.
Yep.
Maybe he has a good quarterback again.
I'd say for those who drafted Baker, got the value out of him, drafting him late, you play Baker if that's your quarterback.
Oh, yeah. Might as well. See what happens week 2.
And the Lions, we know all the ones we're going to play for the Lions.
Yeah, I mean, Gibbs, Amon-Ra. Do you play Jameson?
I'd say yes.
Yeah.
I'd
probably flex him.
Yeah. I'd say flex him because you're looking at he's back. He's shown what he can do. So
yeah.
You got to move forward with him and just trust him. And then if he shit or doesn't do very well, then he's done.
Yeah, I mean, Gibbs, Amon-Ra, Laporta, you're starting. So I think Jameson and Montgomery are the only question marks to me on that one. And Montgomery, I don't really want to play.
What about Goff? You playing Goff?
Yeah, I mean, depending on your team makeup, like if you have Goff, he's probably one of 2 quarterbacks. So it just depends on the other option. Like if you went Goff, Daniels in a draft, like I'd probably play Jaden Daniels.
Yeah. We've Ravens, Raiders. We've already covered.
What, Rams, Cardinals?
Rams, Cardinals. Cardinals. Do you play? Or that's if he's even cleared to play. Harrison Jr.
What do you mean if he's cleared to play?
Wasn't he hurt last week?
You would think so, since he only had 1 reception for 4 yards, but no, he was healthy.
Okay.
They just didn't throw it to their number 1 wide receiver ever.
Maybe that's why I thought he was out.
Yeah, it's a safe assumption by that stat line, but no.
Damn.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. He had 3 targets. Only had 3 targets that whole game.
Wow. Then the Rams.
But, I mean, you probably drafted him as your 1 or your 2.
Yeah.
Of your entire team, so I don't think you really have a choice right now but to play him.
It was his very first game. We'll see how he does against the Rams. And it's a division game
for him.
It's a division game, so that's, like you said, it's going to be tough.
Yeah. I expect him to look like we more expected him to in week 2. If he doesn't, maybe start worrying a little bit. But
and then the Rams, you play your Rams players, the ones that are healthy.
I was going to say, do not start Puka. That would be a terrible idea.
Oh.
Well, yeah, if you're playing Cooper Kupp, you're playing Kyron Williams. I'd even be okay playing DeMarcus Robinson in a flex if I had to.
And then, I think the Rams easily beat the Cardinals.
Yeah, probably.
So Chiefs, Bengals.
This will be interesting to see if the Bengals just had a bad week 1 or if this is not going to be a great season for them.
No.
Like if they can't hang in there with the Chiefs, I'd start worrying about the Bengals a little bit.
True. They need to compete. Jamar Chase, did he even play that game?
He did, but he still doesn't have a contract. Pay the dude already. Like,
I know.
Come on, guys.
Just don't understand why you just don't pay him.
Like, he's Jamar Chase. You're going to pay him. Just get it over with.
Yeah. And Joe Burrow.
That being said, you start Jamar Chase.
Yeah. You just start
If I
wide
have other
receiver.
options on Burrow, I'm gonna pass on him this week.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that one. And then
What do you think about the running backs?
I don't know. I haven't seen enough of them yet.
It's kind of where I'm at. I think I'm gonna hold off again another week and see how this week goes.
Yeah. And the Chiefs. You play your guys. You play the Chiefs.
Yeah, I mean, you play Mahomes, you play Pacheco, you play Kelsey, and I'm playing Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy.
Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy, yes. That's a good call.
Like, I'd be willing to start Rashee and then Worthy in the flex if you needed to.
That sounds good. I mean, if you got him, play him. And Chiefs ain't going to slow down.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's the one thing. You got a Chiefs player, you play him no matter what. And now,
I mean, and with the Chiefs, every week you run the risk of your guy not doing anything, but I mean, that's the risk you take because the upside is exponential.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I used that word right.
There's a very high ceiling.
There you
go. Yeah. So the next game, which should have been a revenge game, but it sounds like it's not going to be a revenge game, is the Steelers and Broncos. I'm having a hard time telling anybody to play either one of those teams.
I'm not excited about this game.
Although, was it Pickens? The Steelers might be able to flex him in there because he did a little bit good on Sunday.
Yeah, possibly. That's pretty much the only Steeler I would consider.
Yep. Except for Russell Wilson, but he's injured right now.
I said who I would consider, Howard.
Woo! Yeah,
I mean, Justin Fields might not be a bad option if you need it. Like, if you're already in streaming quarterback area, like, he might not be terrible.
Yeah. I mean, last year he did pretty good for his team.
Well, and he's another one of those, because he runs, he's usually much better for fantasy than he is for real life.
That is true. I did, from what I saw from the red zone, I saw the plays that he was running, and I was like, he looks kind of good.
Yeah. But I mean, he's always had flash plays, but then he has plays where he just looks like garbage.
That's true. But we'll see. I mean, there's still a chance that Wilson might play.
That's true. Nancy Kerrigan's Fields in the locker room or something.
Oh my goodness.
Super up-to-date reference there. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many people will know that reference. Why? Why me?
Starting any Broncos?
Not on my life.
Nope, me neither. All right, Chicago Bears.
Chicago Bears, Texans. Play your Bears with risk.
Well, and keep caution. An eye on Keenan and Rome. They're both questionable right now. So, I mean, DJ Moore, probably go for it.
Okay. I do have actually DJ Moore.
think he's the only one I would actually want off that team, just because of the rookie quarterback, and there's too many good weapons in that offense, as weird as that sounds.
Oh, yeah. And then the Texans, you starting Stroud or... God, I can't say it right.
Stroud, yeah, if you have him, yeah, I would start him.
Okay. Then
honestly, you're probably starting all of your Texans except for maybe Dalton Schultz, I would say.
Yeah. You got Nixon.
Yep.
You got Diggs.
Who did surprisingly well last week, I think.
Yes, he did.
I don't think anybody really saw that coming.
And then you got
granted, Diggs only had 33 yards, but he made up for it with 2 touchdowns, so that could be a little deceiving. But.
True. Yep. Yeah, the wide receivers, but
yeah, I mean, this is another one of those, like, a lot of good weapons, so somebody's going to have an off game. You just kind of hard to tell which one on which week.
And these are primetime games. This is the Sunday night game.
Yep.
So sometimes that does make a difference.
That's true.
And then let's see. Monday night football game? Or I'm sorry.
Monday night.
Are we done with the Bears and Texans?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Monday night, Falcons and Eagles.
This should be a good one.
Kirk Cousins. Yes, I said that right.
Hey, there you go. So I'm not starting Cousins.
Oh no.
Dude only threw for 155 yards last week. Had a touchdown, 2 interceptions.
Ooh.
Didn't really look good. Wasn't really planning on that Achilles at all. So I think he's still babying it a little bit.
Ooh. Do you think the rookie will get in sometime this year? If he keeps playing like that?
I'm not ruling it out. I don't think they'll bench Cousins. But if he gets injured, and I don't know, man. He's older, coming off an Achilles. It's possible.
Oh yeah. Eagles, you're playing hurt.
Bless you. Oh, so are you done with the Falcons?
Oh yeah, I'm done. Well,
I will play Kyle Pitts. I will play Bijan Robinson. I'm not starting any of the wide receivers.
True. Bijan, Pitts. Yeah, that's about it for me.
Yeah.
And then the Eagles.
And then, I mean, you don't. Dallas Goedert if you have to. Otherwise, put him in.
Yep. Yeah, hurt.
Yeah, that's pretty easy.
Yeah. So, yeah, that covers them all.
So for Jahan Dotson, don't ever play Jahan Dotson.
Yeah, I'm surprised that he's just bouncing all around to every team.
Which sucks for him because he's a good player. I like him. He's great for the Eagles. Fantasy, he's the 3rd. And then you also have Saquon, so he's kind of the 4th. So, like, he's just not a good fantasy option after that trade. But great player. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
I love Jahan Dotson.
All righty. Do you play the kicker for the Eagles?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure.
I'm playing their defense, too.
Yep. Yeah. Righty. Yeah. I think we've hit the end of the podcast. Sorry. Like I said, I'm off today. So, thank you for listening. Take a look at our socials.
Yep.
Like us.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Tell your friends about us. Or at least tell them to just go subscribe.
Yeah, I don't even care if you watch it. Just subscribe, man. Or like have it play in the background. It's cool. Let's get the views up.
So, alrighty. So,
yeah, we'll see you guys next week with more of similar what we did. Maybe.
Yep. Yep. And guys, have a good week and good luck with your games.
Yeah.
And
see you guys. Have fun.
Drink Miller Lite instead of Bud Light.
See you guys.
See ya.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Fantasy Tailgate Podcast. Like, comment, and subscribe to help us continue to grow. Also, follow us on our socials and join us again